I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you can see everything. One second.
Maya, unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Is a UNESCO city is because of our jazz music. Um, it's very cultural for us here in Kansas City. So a brief background about jazz because we weren't sure if you guys were aware of what it is. So basically, jazz is a style of music that originated in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is another state south of us. Um, it normally consists of instruments like saxophones, trumpets, trombone, piano, the bass, drums, and guitar. It's very bluesy and relaxing sounding. Kansas City jazz began developing in the years 1920 through 1930. And then a lot of musicians over here in Kansas City during this time started their career playing jazz in downtown Kansas City, specifically 12th and 18th Street. And then as you can see, there's a picture there of some old jazz artists back in the day. And then next we have so jazz is very important to Kansas City because, like I said, it's very cultural. It's very important to the American culture. It's described as very loose, relaxing, harmonic, and the style of the jazz here is a lot less stiff um, than music in Chicago or New York, which are other big cities over here. So during the 1930s, America was actually going through a really big economic shock. We call it the Great Depression. A lot of people didn't have money or homes or food or anything like that, and jazz really helped people boost their overall moods and the morality of the American citizens during the time because it was such a relaxing type of music and it was very upbeat and it made things a little bit more fun for everyone. And then jazz also made a really big impact on the civil rights movement and our fight towards racial equality. It really helped a lot of Black artists have a stepping stone into the music industry during this time. And so I'm going to hand it over to Gabby, and she's going to talk to you guys about how the civil rights movement was impacted by jazz. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Gabby, and today I'm going to tell you guys about the jazz impacts on the civil rights movement. So, the civil rights movement was a social and political movement which took place from 1954 to 1958, and it was to abolish legalized institutional racism in the United States. Jazz was one of the stepping stones for many African Americans in the music industry, and it helped Black artists create a sense of identity, originality, and it promoted better equality and social justice. Jazz also influenced morality of people during this time very positively. And I'm going to pass it to Sunny, who's going to talk about famous jazz artists from the Kansas City area.
Thank you, Gabby.
Hi, my name is Sunny, and I'm going to talk about some famous Kansas City jazz artists. First, we have Count Basie Orchestra. This group was a 16 to 18 piece band founded by Count Basie in 1935, known for the song Jumping at Woodside. And next, we have Benny Moten. He was a piano player who founded Benny Moten Orchestra. He's known for his song Rumba Negro and Moten Stop and Harmony Blues. Lastly, I'm gonna pass this to Lil, who's gonna talk about one last famous Kansas City jazz musician and give you a little background on local Kansas City Jazz Museum.
Hi, my name is Lil, and like Sunny said, I'm going to be talking about another artist as well as the Kansas City Jazz Museum. So, our last artist is Big Joe Turner. He's known as the Buzz of Blues. and brought a lot of development in this genre of music. He's known for his songs Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Roll and Pete, and Honey Hush. He was born in May 19th in 1911, died on November 24th in 1985. So now I'm going to be talking about our jazz museum. Like Maya said, in KC, jazz is a really important genre for us. So our local jazz museum opened on September 5th, 1997. It's located in the historic 18th and Vine district of Kansas City. The museum provides tourists exposure to amazing world of jazz and provides exhibits of many jazz artists such as Charlie Parker, Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, and Ella Fitzgerald. Thank you for listening to all of us, and I'm going to hand it back to Maya now if you guys have any questions.
Thank you so much, Lil.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Okay, well, we really hope you guys enjoyed that. It was just a little something we put together about the jazz over here and how it's really important to us. Did you guys have any questions?
So if you have any query about these jazz music, so you can ask. Student from my side, if you have any query.
Ask him to repeat it.
Could you repeat? Sorry.
No, I'm just talking to my student that if they have any kind of query about this jazz music.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I have a question.
What's your question?
How old is this jazz museum?
So the Jazz Museum, I believe it was opened in 1997. So it's about 25-ish years old.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay, so I have a query. Yeah, I have a query. I want to know where this name jazz came from. Is there any information about this?
The name jazz, it's just a way to describe the music. It's like very jazzy and bluesy. It's really upbeat. It's just kind of the name that we call the genre of music.
Okay, thank you, man.
And to be honest, we don't know. It's
Yeah, no
that's
issue.
what
No issue.
it,
I have a question.
What's your question?
Can I ask?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so how old is jazz music? How old is jazz music?
The jazz music.
Yeah.
So it started back in New Orleans in like the 1900s, right around the same time that Kansas City jazz started. They like to say that that jazz music was born in New Orleans, but it grew up in Kansas City. So like it was started in New Orleans about 10 years before it started to really develop in Kansas City.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I have a query. Can I ask?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So, I think jazz museum is really popular in your country. So, it is the most popular, or it is there is anyone which is more popular than jazz museum?
Are you asking like, are jazz museums the most popular museum over here?
I got it.
Yeah, I think this is the question. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, jazz museums are really popular, especially over here. A lot of times when people come here to stay, they like to go to that museum because it's very historic and it's very important to our culture over here. So it really just kind of depends where you are in our country. Like I said, if you were going to be in New Orleans or here, it would be really popular for people to go to a jazz museum. But maybe if you're in like California, you probably wouldn't go to a jazz museum. You might go to like a museum that has more to do with maybe pop music or something like that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I have a question. Can I ask?
Of course.
Okay, so my question is there another branch of the Jazz Museum? I mean, is there only one branch or more than one?
Yes, there's other jazz museums in our country. I'm not sure if there's a branch directly in the same um, like branch from our museum, but there's definitely other jazz museums in America. I just think that ours is one of the most famous ones.
I can answer some of that too. Our, to my understanding, our jazz museum is just its own museum. There aren't really branches of it. Because we're a UNESCO city of jazz, we set up a special museum just for Kansas City. So the other jazz museums that are around are all kind of on their own in different spots. So really there's only one branch of this one.
Thank you, Cook. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Where did jazz become famous?
It first became famous in New Orleans, in Louisiana, and then it really started to develop over here too. The sounds are a little bit different. Like Kansas City jazz, like I said, it's a little bit more relaxed, and then I think New Orleans is a little bit, a lot more upbeat and less bluesy.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. And I have heard about a landmark of Missouri. Can you share something about your landmark? I think probably Missouri have biggest landmark, right?
I'm
So
sorry, I don't
sorry
really
for the
understand the
interruption.
question.
Is there any presentation left?
Yes, there is.
Okay, okay.
If
So
there's
we
not any more
must
questions.
move forward. We don't
Okay,
stack,
yeah. I'm gonna hand it over to
Yeah, thank you
Dominique.
so much.
Hello.
Hi.
So my group is going to be talking about UNESCO sites in the United States.
This is the talking one. Which one's the talking one?
I got it. Okay, so this is the introduction. So the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization is a key part of the United Nations because after 2 world wars in less than a generation, it was accepted that political and economic alliances were not enough to ensure world peace. And in 1945, the UNESCO, created by the Minister of Education from China, the UK, and the US, and the USSR. UNESCO was set up to promote peace through things that bring people together, which would be education, science, and culture things. Usually make people put aside their differences and brings them together.
So here are the first 12 of the UNESCO sites in America. And then on the next slide, we have 12 more. So these are 12 more in America. Wow. So the first one on the left is the Everglades. The Everglades is a national park in Florida. It's considered um, a natural. Tom, you gotta mute. You gotta mute. It's considered a natural site. It was inscripted in 1979. It is home to many rare and endangered species, and including the Florida panther, the American crocodile, and as many as wading birds as the largest mangrove in the ecosystem. What's that ring?
It's because you're not using the headphones.
Oh. The
Yeah,
the
now it's
next
clear and loud.
is clear and loud now. My bad.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
The next site is the monumental earthworks of the Poverty Point. This one is in Louisiana, and the year of inscription was 2014, and it's considered a cultural site. It's a testament to Native American culture, heritage that compromises 5 mounds and 6 semi-elliptical ridges separate by shallow depressions in the central plaza. And go to the next slide. The Great Smoky Mountains is a site in Tennessee. The year of inscription was 1983. It's also considered a natural site. It is an area of exceptional beauty and with scenic vistas of mist dotted with mountains and clear running streams. You can drive through it. There is a highway that you can go see. I've been through it, and during a certain time of the day, the roads get really smoky. That's why they call it the Smoky Mountains. Um, the last one I'm going to be talking about is Yosemite National Park, located in California. Yosemite, my bad. Um, the year of inscription was 1984. It's also considered a natural site, and it's one of the most oldest nature preserves in the U.S. and it's packed of geological formations and biological diversity. I'll be passing on the slide to Emma.
Hello, my name's Emma, and Sophia and I will both be sharing this slide.
Thank you.
Yes, we will be. So first, I'm going to be talking about La Fortaleza and San Juan. It's located in Puerto Rico, and its year of inscription was 1983, and it is a type cultural UNESCO site.
And that next image is Carlsbad Caverns National Park that is located in New Mexico. It was created in 1995 and it is a naturally formed site. People can take tours through the caverns, and actually during all of those tours, they'll turn off all the lights and you will get to see how dark it is in a cave, which is kind of scary.
And then that third image is the Taos Pueblo, located in New Mexico as well. It was inscribed in 1992, and it is another cultural UNESCO site.
And then now we have the Wateron Glacier International Peace Park. This is in Montana, and it was inscribed in 1995. It is a natural, it's a naturally formed, again, it's melted glacier water, essentially.
And then next we have the Grand Canyon National Park. It's located in Arizona. Its year of inscription was 1979, and it is a naturally forming UNESCO site. It's 277 miles long and 18 miles wide, and the entire canyon is 1,902 square miles big.
Sorry to interrupt you, Emma. Is it artificial or just natural? It's so colorful.
It is natural, yes.
It's rock.
That rock, it's red during the day.
Oh.
And this is at sunset, and the
Oh my
sun
God.
comes and makes it a beautiful,
Right.
fantastic colors.
Okay. Thank you.
And then the last picture on this slide is Mammoth Cave National Park, which is in Kentucky. It was inscribed in 1981, and it is another naturally formed cave. It's pretty important because a number of different Native American groups lived around the cave area and the river above it. And it was like, there's a lot of legend around it, including one about how the cave was discovered by a hunter who was tracking a bear. It also played an important role in the War of 1812, and it takes about 1 to 4 hours to walk through it.
Thank you.
And now we'll be passing it back to Dominique.
So I'm going to talk about the 5 most visited UNESCO sites in the US. The first one is Yellowstone National Park. It is a natural UNESCO site. It was actually the first national park in the US. It was established in 1872 and recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1978. It attracts over 4 million visitors annually. So the park covers over 2 million acres stretching across Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana. There is a very diverse landscape. There's mountains, valleys, rivers, canyons, lakes, forests. Wildlife is abundant at Yellowstone National Park. There is an opportunity to see some of the hundreds of species of animals, and there are frequently spotted animals, included Yellowstone bison, grizzly bears, elk, deer, and so much more. So the next one I'm going to talk about is Statue of Liberty. It is a cultural UNESCO site. It's one of the most iconic statues in the United States. It became a heritage site in the US in 1984. It was put in place in the late 1800s.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Dominic. I want to share something about this slide.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, we have this text in our 9th and standard book about this Statue of Liberty. There is a chapter lesson, and it's about the Statue of Liberty for standard class 9 and 10.
Really? So
yeah. It's
wow.
in your curriculum.
That is great.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty, and it's a symbol of friendship, right, between France and America. Yeah, please go ahead, carry on. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine. So the Statue of Liberty has millions of visitors every year. This is a picture of the Statue of Liberty. It was a gift from France to the US, and it stands on Liberty Island in New York City. It reaches a height of over 150 feet. It has different meanings. Immigrants arriving in the US recognize the statue as a welcoming symbol. Today, Americans view it as a symbol of freedom, and it was also a symbol of friendship between France and US. And the views at the Statue of Liberty are some of the best of the UNESCO sites.
We heard that the lamp has been broken down somehow. Is it true? The lamp, lady with the lamp, there's something happened there.
I had heard that. I haven't been in a while. I've never been in it because when I went, it was shut down. Okay. And I wonder if the lamp is having, like, they can't take visitors anymore because something's wrong.
And something actually the lady with the lamp, that means lamp there, they use the gold, I think.
And did you guys know that it was originally bronze colored?
Yeah.
The green is from it's corroded. But
right.
No one wants to change it because it's now known as green. So everyone wants to keep it.
Yes.
All right. So the next site we have is located in Hawaii, and it's called Papahanakuakia.
Can you repeat that again?
Papa Hamno Mukakia.
So I want to hear from my student. Can they pronounce it or not? Anyone?
Go for it.
It
So
is
I can.
probably Papa Hana Muakea. Okay?
You're
Is
almost
it
there.
okay?
Papa
Can
Hua
we correct? Will you
Mokea.
correct?
Okay, let it go.
Papa
Okay,
Hana
thank you.
Mokaukia.
Thank you so much. Let it go.
Yeah, it's not English,
Yeah.
Right.
as you can tell.
Local language, yes.
Yes. So anyways, the site became a site in 2010, and it is located in Hawaii and is an expanse of clustered islands. This is an image of it, or some of it. It is roughly 1,931 kilometers, which equals to 2,000 miles.
Amazing.
It is mainly underwater and has tons of coral reefs, marine life such as fish, crustaceans, maybe even sharks, some underwater mountains, and if you go there, you can see glimpses of the endangered Hawaiian monk seal, green sea turtles, and a lot more. It
Okay.
has an extensive cosmological importance to Native Hawaiian culture, and that basically means that they believe that life originated here in this national park, and they believe that when they die, their spirits return
Okay.
here.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful.
Who believes that? All Americans or the people
Just
live
the
there?
just the Hawaiians, or some Hawaiians.
Okay.
And the next one I'll be talking about is called Mesa Verde. It is a cultural site, and it is located in southwest Colorado. It means green table in Spanish, and it was established in 1906. Originally created 700 years ago by the Native Americans of the area. This is Mesa Verde, and it's a known, well-preserved Puebloan cliff dwelling, and it has over 4,700 archaeological sites, including 600 cliff dwellings, as you see here, pueblos, mansatory towers, farming structures, and is one of the most notable UNESCO sites here in America.
I think they have built the houses cutting stone, right?
Can you repeat that?
Actually, we can see the structure. It's a stone work, right? They have cut
Yeah.
the stone for building
Yeah,
their
believe-
shelter. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
got
those
it.
are all
Native-
carved. Those are all carved out of the rock.
Okay.
And if you do not mind, I'll be passing it to Dominique.
Alright, so I'm gonna talk about the Aztec ruins. You can't hear me, that's cute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna talk about the Aztec Ruins National Monument. The type is cultural. The visitors explore a bit about the Puebloan culture at this UNESCO site, a collection of ruins and architectural sites developed by the Puebloan Indians. So it was dug up in 1921. It was mistaken for an Aztec civilization, and the site dates back over 1,000 years. So here's a picture of it. Visitors experience a well-preserved development when they go and visit it. It gives a glimpse into the lifestyle. The structures show where the community lived, played, and how it was organized. And Aztec Ruin National Monument combines a wonderful New Mexico landscape with historical ruins open to exploring. So next, Jacob is going to talk about the UNESCO site that is in Missouri.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so the site we have here in Missouri is called the Kohalka Mounds. It is a cultural site and became a site in 1982. It is the largest pre-Columbian settlement north of Mexico, and it is an example of cultural, religious, and economic center of Mississippi tradition. The image here is one of the tallest, and you can see the steps climbing up to the top. It tells the story through 1,600 hectares of pre-urban living, and the site actually preserves 70 of the original 120 earthen mounds built by the Mississippi. It is one of the most important archaeological sites in North America and is located just 20 minutes from downtown St. Louis, Missouri, which is an important city. There is an interpretive center where visitors can explore the museum's exhibition galleries or visit the show theater or just listen to a lecture. And there's tons of artifacts located inside and out. And there are many self-guided tours, professional tour guides, walking trails, and even a 100-foot monk's mound, which is the largest earthwork in North America.
Also, I've visited here, and it's very far outside of 2 different cities. So if you stand at the top of one of these mounds, you can actually see 2 separate cities from a far distance. That's how tall they are.
Okay.
So that's going to be the end of the UNESCO presentation.
Okay.
Do any of you all have any questions?
Yeah, right. Students, you can ask any query you have, because the presentation part is done.
Okay.
Yeah, we really
Among
enjoyed
these
this
sites you have
presentation.
mentioned, what is the most?
You said what?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Among the sites you have mentioned, what is the most beautiful site among them?
The
That's
Grand
beautiful.
Canyon, definitely.
Can I pull up the picture again? If I can find it. This one right here, down at the bottom middle. It's just the changing of the rock during the sun, wherever the sun's positioned, is gorgeous, to be honest. So
How does this look at night time?
at
Does
night,
it look the same or it?
I don't.
At night, it's a little bit darker. There's some areas that are lit up, and you can actually go camping there. They have river rafting tours and camping tours, so you can actually go down into the canyon. It's in the middle of kind of like a forest desert area almost. So there's a lot of night animals. There's quite a few snakes. So it's very active at night, but the sky is very clear. So there's usually quite a bit of starlight or moonlight.
In which
And at
state
the-
it is situated? In which
Okay,
state?
thank you.
And at the bottom of that canyon is a river, and the river is what made all of that over millions and millions of years, hundreds of millions of years. So at the very bottom of this huge canyon is the Colorado, right, river that goes through it. So that's when she talks about some of the animals and fishing. You can go down into the canyon and hit the river and see the wildlife. It's pretty amazing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I have a query. Oh, can I ask that?
Yeah, Tasmi, you continue.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the best one to visit Yellowstone National Park?
Oh, summer.
Okay,
So
thank you.
it says April, September, and October.
I think one of the things about that national park, it's so huge and it has so many different things that people go there. Like they wouldn't necessarily in the winter because it's not, you can't get to it because of the snow and ice and things. But there's so many wonderful things, like the fall is a beautiful time to go. The spring is a beautiful time to go. And in the summer, those geysers are more often than other times. So some people like to go over the summer and see the picture you have there. I believe that's Old Faithful. So just yeah, but it's whatever time of year is great.
Thank you so much.
And what is Missouri known for historically? What is Missouri known for historically?
We are known for the arch. It's the very large silver, it is an arch. It was created as the gateway to the, what? Yeah.
You said, what is Missouri known for what?
Like, what is our historical landmark?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
If I just something like I wanted to share with you guys. You notice our landmarks. The United States is only like 200 to 300 years old. So when you talk about historical landmarks, the Pueblo, all of that, those are all from Native Americans. Most US citizens today are not Native American. It's something that's different about the US. When settlers came here, they really decimated the indigenous population. And so we never assimilated, we never worked together. So when we talk about our old UNESCO sites and those old ancient places, they're not really the United States. They're from people that were here before the United States. And that might be a little different than in your country, where I think you all, you are the indigenous people of Bangladesh. We are not the indigenous people of the United States.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
I have a question. Can I ask it?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Among them, how many of them are natural?
How many exactly? I feel like a lot of them are natural. I don't know the exact amount, but just through what we talked about, these two are natural.
Yeah, they look
this
really
is
good.
natural. And then a lot of the most visited sites, are natural too. So I think it's mostly natural UNESCO sites in the US, but there are a few really pretty.
She's lagging.
Cultural.
Of the ones that we presented today,
Right.
9 of them are natural.
Thank you, Emma.
Okay, thank you for that.
We have seen so many heritage sites from different states, but what
It's
do you
really
think?
amazing places there.
Yeah, those all were really amazing.
So we need to visit there right now.
Yeah.
So, sir, when you are sending the invitation?
Yeah, by air, definitely. Yeah.
You are always invited. You are always invited.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So how many places you have visited in your lifespan? Yes. How many places? Have you got any chances to visit these places?
For me, I've been to Statue of Liberty. I've been to the mounds in St. Louis. And I've been to Yosemite National Park. So only 3 for me in 50 years. So.
Okay, that's enough. Actually, United States is a huge place. So it's really tough to reach everywhere.
Yeah, and that's why for us, if we were going to go to the Grand Canyon, we would drive for multiple days to get there, or we would have to fly. That's why St. Louis is a 4-hour drive from us. And so a lot of people have seen that one.
Have you
Session-
visited Grand Canyon? Have you visited?
I have not. Emma, have
I
you?
have. It's because I used to live in Arizona, so we visited there quite
Can
often.
you share some experience of just how to
Yeah.
go there from California shortly?
So it was about an hour and a half drive from where we lived in Arizona. And once you get there, I mean, like there's the North Rim and then there's the South Rim that you can visit, and both have very different views. Like the rocks are different, some of the trees are different, and there's actually an area where you can go and like walk around and grab food and just look out at the canyon. My family did a river rafting tour. I did not go, unfortunately, but it was when the rapids on the Colorado River were like really high. So they have different levels of rapids, and some of these trips take like days to get through. And they had a lot of fun doing that. There's a building that you can visit, and it tells you the history behind the Grand Canyon and kind of how it was founded and became a national monument. So.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. And I have one thing. Look at this. This is can you see this clearly?
It's not clear, Nusrat.
Oh, look at this. This is Statue of Liberty. This isn't clear, isn't it clear?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah.
So if you have any query, you can ask. I think, Cook, you are getting late.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, is the Statue of Liberty totally built of water?
Can you say that one more time? Sorry.
Okay, is the Statue of Liberty
She
totally
said
built
Mr.
of water?
Saifu.
I think it's not in the midst of the water.
Yes.
It's just side the shore of the sea.
So the Statue of Liberty
Already-
is actually on an island. It is surrounded by water completely, and you have to get on something called a ferry, which is just a large boat to visit it. A lot of back when immigration was less on paper, a lot of ships that held immigrants would actually drop them off on what we call Ellis Island, which is the island that the Statue of Liberty lives on. And they would stay on Ellis Island until they were kind of sorted through, and we had documentation of every person that came through Ellis Island. So there are, under the Statue of Liberty, there are old kind of records rooms where they would have people come in and be like, I'm in America for this reason. This is my name. This is my family. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
And you know, the city behind it is New York City, right?
Yeah, I have seen some videos because I need to prepare some PowerPoint presentation for my class. As I said, this is included in our curriculum for 9-10 standard. So I have seen that means if someone wants to visit there, he or she needs to just use ships. It's a ship street. If you want to go there, you need to get on the ship.
Yeah, that's we call it the ferry, because it just goes between New York and that little island. It's not very far, maybe 15-20 minutes on this ship.
And I think there are so much restriction right now at present time. If you want to visit, there are too much restriction.
When I visited, it was right after 9/11, and everything was shut down. The
Yeah, right.
entire island. We just drove by it because we couldn't get on the island.
Yeah, right. Got it. Thank you.
I have a
Anybody
question.
else? Yes, Nihal.
So you have presented many slides. From them,
What is the most popular site from natural and what is the most popular site from cultural?
So sorry. The most popular for national is the Yellowstone Park, and the most popular for cultural is the Statue of Liberty.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Hello, I have a question.
Yeah,
Go
please
ahead.
continue.
My question is the Yellowstone National Park is fully artificial or it is natural?
It's natural.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And
I have a
which
question.
are the most historic sites?
You said what?
Which is US city has the most historic sites? Clear?
Historical? That's a good question.
I think it's there are
Yeah.
so many cities around there, so
So-
it's really tough to count it down. Let it go.
That's
Anybody else who wants to ask any?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, I
Noman.
have a question.
Yeah. Hold on, Fatih.
I
Noman.
hear that there are more than 5 Statue of Liberty. Is this true or a rumor? Hello?
Is there more than 5?
Yeah, I have heard that. And
What was the
I
question?
can recall up to, yeah.
What was the question? I'm sorry, can you repeat? More than 5 in
I'm
Statue of
asking that
Liberty?
I have heard that there are more than 5 Statue of Liberty. Is this true or just a rumor?
I never heard that before.
Oh, I think I'm not positive. I think that's a rumor. I think there's only like in the United States. Yeah, in the United States, there's only one real Statue of Liberty. I'm sure there's been like duplicates and like fake ones around United States.
Oh, and but I have heard that there are 5 in France. One of them are Place Diana. Is this true?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't heard it. There's only the one in New York City.
Okay.
Ramisa?
So I wanna, yes, sir. Sir, here we can see that most of the tourist spots are national parks. So is your government is so caring about your tourist spots or World Heritage sites?
Definitely.
I can answer that. We have a lot of natural sites because in 1914-ish, one of our presidents was a naturalist, Teddy Roosevelt. He really liked nature and he liked the United States is such a big country with such different landscapes. He went and started to preserve large areas of our country. If you want to talk if you want to talk about size, Yosemite National Park is the size of Germany. So we have massive amounts of land just set aside by, and mostly that president that started it, to preserve natural areas for our future, if that helps.
Thanks a lot. It's really necessary for us to keep our country and our sites clean and fresh.
Right.
I have another question. Can I ask?
We can take one more question and then say goodbyes.
Yes, please ask. Go ahead.
Okay. What is the most oldest site among them?
Yeah. The oldest, like as in standing, or the first one to be?
Oldest site, you have recognized?
So that would be one of the naturally forming ones, because they've been forming over centuries, essentially. They, like the Grand Canyon has been the river chipping away at the rock for over 1,000 years. And Yosemite has those geysers that's naturally forming. Those have been there for forever, so.
Okay, thank you.
And I apologize, but we our class is ending, so
Yeah,
my
no
students
issue.
have to
Take it
catch
easy.
a
We
bus.
know that, yeah, you are getting late. So thank you so much and see you the next day. That means 3rd March. Yeah, we have our
Thank you so much. This has been great. Thank you so
We
much.
really enjoyed all this presentation. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you
so
guys.
much,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.